What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to I think it's the 8th episode of the ReadMe show, but I'm not too sure. Just check below. So we're really sorry for not producing a video last time. Bhanuka was sick.
And also he was up to no good, if you know what I mean.
But more on the subject, we have Yahapalanaya Trains. Now, Maithripala Sirisena, our current president, the Mr. President has ordered that railway stations 100 select railway stations will have free Wi-Fi. Now, it's not entirely the free public Wi-Fi thing that he promised in his manifesto, but we never really believed that. You know, it was probably like election commissioners going, I need more data, I need more ammo. But anyway, they are going on with the railway project, and it might not be as good as you think, because we have two companies in Sri Lanka who are capable of giving public Wi-Fi. That's Dialog and SLT.
Okay.
So far, they're the only people who have actually done it, right?
Yeah.
And Dialog has these 2,500 hotspots around the country.
Yeah.
We don't know if they work or not. Never tried. I don't think anybody has tried, honestly.
Yeah, let's just
SLT, on the other hand, has tried giving free Wi-Fi. That's at Majestic City. And they've sort of set up like a whole bunch of access points corresponding to the floors.
Okay.
And it's an utter and absolute failure. Like you will connect to it, you won't get data, and then the network will just die. And
have you tried it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's 2 minutes later it reappears, so you'd rather just go on edge.
Okay.
It's so much easier.
Right, makes sense.
Now, the problem with public Wi-Fi is firstly bandwidth. Now, think of bandwidth as water coming through a pipe, right?
Okay.
When you divide it to like lots of people, when people connect to it, you have to divide the water.
Seems a bit
so you get like just a little bit of water.
Okay.
So the first issue is bandwidth. The second issue, bear with me, is interference. Wi-Fi is essentially a whole bunch of radio signals.
Yeah.
You know what else is radio signals? Radio signals.
Oh god, obviously.
Like everything broadcasts radio signals.
Yeah.
This includes other Wi-Fi devices. This includes the access point. This includes microwave ovens. I'm not sure why people would bring microwave ovens, but even unearthed, like improperly done electrical circuitry will broadcast like a blanket spectrum of radio waves interfering with it. And the current Wi-Fi protocol has this lovely part in it where it says that when a device gets a little bit of interference, it's supposed to halt its transmission, wait for that thing to be done, and then resend the packet of data.
Okay.
And if it doesn't get an acknowledgement of the data that was sent, it will retransmit. So what happens when you have a lot of interference is Wi-Fi just slows to a crawl. This is exactly what's going to happen. Picture yourself, it's in a train station. There's like 1,000 people waiting for the next train. And a whole bunch of people trying to connect. And this is exactly what will happen.
Okay.
Now, it's not like an apocalypse situation, because like people have implemented free Wi-Fi in cities, and they've actually, for example, Perth has done like a really good job of it.
Okay.
So what happens there is they usually limit the connection to like 30 MB or so. You connect, you get your WhatsApp message or whatever, you check your email,
that's it.
And then they just kick you out of the system.
Makes
so
sense.
unless we actually do that, or we have like a ton of bandwidth, free Wi-Fi is just going to be
work.
It's just going to be a joke.
Failure.
Yeah, it's like hashtag Yahapalanaya, you won't be able to hashtag anything on that connection. Let's just see.
That's a nice way of putting
it. It is SLT, so it's been done before, but then again, this is Sri Lanka, and this is also SLT. The company that
not
can't
the biggest fan of
the company that can't even give us proper internet connections at home, which we pay for, by the way. Thank you, SLT. I was disconnected for a whole week. I couldn't watch. I haven't watched Arrow for a whole week. Do you know how much it hurts?
He couldn't watch. That's why he was not able to do the video last week as well.
She does these things on the internet. But as I was saying, this is SLT.
Yeah.
Not exactly the most customer service company around, so we're not sure whether this will work. Alright, so you know what does work? 3D printing.
Absolutely. Before I get into that, this t-shirt was a dare. So this is not my fashion. This is not what I selected. This is what the boys wanted me to wear, and they dared me. And if you know anything about me,
we wanted her to wear less, but but just 3D printing. Let us not get distracted.
Yes, I'm sorry. 3D printing. It's very, very interesting because they've come up with a 3D jet engine. This is Monash together with Amero Engineering.
Okay.
They've not come up with just one, but two.
Wait, the last time this was done was in like
2012.
They printed a gun.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just one shot and kaboom.
Okay.
It was destroyed.
Okay.
But hey, it's a 2015 and this looks rather interesting because it's like a lot of metal melted into it and a lot of magic, you know.
So I imagine a lot of aerospace manufacturers are paying a lot of attention to it.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
So really interested to see how that turns up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Right, speaking of, like switch back to Sri Lanka for a second.
Okay.
You know how like the entire IT industry has been pushing towards Jaffna?
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to know what was so special about like the north of the island, even though we've been there. We quite like the curry and all that stuff. So we went around asking a whole bunch of CEOs why they're pushing towards Jaffna. And here is the most concise answer that we got. We did a full article on it, link below. But the best thing that we got was basically, you know, the Western province
Okay.
produces, or rather earns like over 40% of the country's GDP. It's
Makes
like
sense.
40% of what
companies.
more than 40% of what the entire country makes is made by this one province.
Absolutely.
That's a huge gap, right? You see this gap, this is the gap between the rich and the poor. It's ridiculous because like when you come to Colombo, it's like a lot of rich people, then you go to Unparalleled.
I know they barely make means.
Exactly, and this is exactly why, right?
Yeah.
Because most of the industries are firmly focused in Colombo and on the fringes in the Western province. Now, some people believe that this system needs to be equalized, but you can't realistically move most of these industries away from Colombo. Like they grew up around the port.
Absolutely.
So for physical stuff, you actually need those industries to be there. But IT industry, especially software, they don't need to be there per se. So what, for example, a competent software engineer needs is internet and a good laptop. That's it, done. So what most people believe that they need to create regional competencies by like moving into different regions and, you know, setting up hubs there. So part of this, the whole Jaffna push, it's being spearheaded by Mr. Manosekaram of 99X. And what he believes is that you should create, ultimately you should have different cities with industries moving onto them so that the load is all balanced. And hopefully there's a little bit of regional competition so that, you know, the industry over time evolves.
Makes sense.
And like they tie up with each region would sort of work together with its regional university.
Okay.
So you won't have like the smartest and the best people in the country migrating to Colombo, but they would stay in that region and they would do work, right?
Absolutely.
So they'd be able to get jobs near their homes. And, you know, like the entire industry, the country would move forward as a whole.
Absolutely, leading to development all over the country, not just Colombo.
Exactly. So like eventually you have the entire country becoming a metropolis,
Absolutely.
which is possible.
I mean, very,
possible.
very smart. And you need to start somewhere.
You need to start somewhere.
And Jaffna is definitely a spot that deserves
it's got roads, you can get to it by air.
And also they've got a bunch of talented people. I've met a couple of people.
They've also
amazing.
They've also got land for building.
Okay.
And they've also got tax rebates.
Oh well, there you go.
They've got,
that's the little gem.
Yes, exactly. There's a little bit of there's, you know, some tax
the
benefits.
The government is playing very smart.
Yes, so there's a little bit of tax benefits of setting up in Jaffna, which explains why everybody's so eager suddenly to push there.
Yeah. So speaking of country development as such, the Dutch have come up with a really interesting windwheel.
Chocolate?
No. He ate my chocolate, by the way, that's why he's being nice to me right now. But no, the Rotterdam-based companies have come up with a really, really fascinating windwheel it's called the Dutch windwheel, and it's about 571 feet tall.
Wait, this is a wheel?
A windwheel.
Okay.
A bladeless windwheel.
What does it do for a living?
Oh, what are you on?
What does it do?
Well, okay, listen. They're going to have hotels. They're going to have restaurants.
Okay.
And
inside this wheel
and also, it's going to be an electricity. I mean, it's a wind turbine. It's going to generate electricity.
Do
you see where I'm getting at?
Wait, they're going to put a hotel inside a wheel?
No, it's 571 feet tall. They're just making use of all of that.
It's the Dutch. Nobody understands the Dutch.
No, they're smart. I think
they
it's a brilliant idea.
Of course
it's a brilliant idea.
They invaded us. Of course they're smart.
I love the accents. All that. I'm not sure I'm hitting
That's
it right.
That's not a Dutch accent. That's not even close. Right, so long story short, the Dutch have moved from invading Sri Lanka to building wind turbines.
Which is brilliant. 571 feet tall.
I love my summarizing skills.
Really
Mad skills. But you know what? Apple is going all politically correct.
Yeah, with the emojis and everything.
You saw
I
that.
think that's quite fancy.
Yeah, they're rolling out an update for iOS and OS X. where you can have emojis that have like different cultures.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, and no, I think it's brilliant. They're accepting.
They didn't need to. I mean, it wasn't a race thing.
Same gender marriages and stuff like that.
But they didn't need to.
Okay, maybe they didn't need to.
That's like going all out and being politically correct just for the sake of being politically correct.
No, it's like, see.
It's like, here, let me put a black man in the ReadMe show because, you know.
Are you trying to
No,
get at something?
No, I'm black. I can say myself. Brownish.
No,
light brown.
I've got like more black skills than you. But having said that, I think it's brilliant. See, sometimes you don't know what you need until it's really out there.
Yes, all I needed in my life was Japanese emojis. Lastly, there are t-shirts that give you friends. I don't know how they work. What happens is you're wearing a t-shirt. It's not this t-shirt. This is a very nice t-shirt.
Finally, he got a new t-shirt. I think he deserves a round of applause.
Thank you, Shira. I think the whole.
And that is why, because he wants to be noticed, he made me wear this.
Thank you, Shira. I think the whole internet knows that now. Now, essentially, when you're wearing this, what's it called? Smart wear? I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, let's just call it the smart t-shirt.
No, it's not. What's it called?
Wait,
wow, she forgot.
It's called social textiles.
Ah, it's called social textiles. Yes. So when you're wearing the thing and you're going on the road, and there's another person wearing a social textiles t-shirt within range, it sort of taps you on the shoulder. And that's your cue to apparently go and introduce yourself. You know what? This would work.
Somebody's getting a message, by the way. Anyways, go on.
Never mind. But this would work.
Yeah.
Because like if somebody tapped me on the shoulder, that was just freaky.
I wouldn't mind
it. If my t-shirt was tapping me on the shoulder,
like I said, you never know what you need until it's really out there. I mean, I would be really open to try it.
What will they come up with, like social underpants?
That would work well.
You see somebody and then you get like an itch in your nether regions. And that's
I reserve my comments, but having said that, I think it would work well.
Okay, and on that revelation, let us end this farce. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the ReadMe show. And
this is you there. My name is Shira.
Oh, yeah,
if you like what you saw, make sure you click that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment on what you'd like to hear, and if you have any...
And what you'd like her to wear in the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make that happen too.
Yeah. Okay, bye-bye now. Have a good one. I'm on a bed. My nose is sweaty. Can you edit my nose?
Yeah.
Atine?
Thank you.
I think it's brilliant. I mean, I would love to use the black emojis. Okay?
Cut for a moment. Okay, so, interesting.
Yeah.
What else do we have on the agenda? She's forgotten. She's utterly and completely forgotten.
We're not doing the
this happens every time.
No, this is not going to be you're going to cut this off and make me look smart.